Oh, man. So now I can't even trust my feelings. Great. I thought that was the way to truth. I thought that was what you were teaching me. It is. I am. But listen, because it is more complex than you now understand. Some feelings are true, feelings that is, feelings born in the soul, and some feelings are counterfeit feelings. These are constructed in your mind. In other words, they are not feelings. At all, they are thoughts. Thoughts masquerading as feelings. These thoughts are based on your previous experience and on the observed experience of others. You see someone grimace when having a tooth pulled. You grimace when having your tooth pulled. It may not even hurt, but you grimace anyway. Your reaction has nothing to do with reality, only how you perceive reality, based on the experience of others or on something that's happened to you in the past. The greatest challenge as human beings is to be here now, to stop making things up. Stop creating thoughts about a present moment, a moment you sent yourself before you had a thought about it. Be in the moment. Remember, you sent yourself this moment as a gift. The moment contained the seed of a tremendous truth. It is a truth you wish to remember. Yet when the moment arrived, you immediately began constructing thoughts about it. Instead of being in the moment, you stood outside the moment and judged it. Then you reacted. That is, you acted as you did once before. Now, look at these two words. R-E-C-T-I-V. IV, notice? They are the same word. Only the C has been moved. When you see things correctly, you become creative rather than reactive. That's very clever. Well, God is like that. But, you see, the point I am trying to make is that when you come to each moment cleanly, without a previous thought about it, you can create who you are, rather than reenact who you once were. Life is a process of creation, and you keep living it as if it were a process of reenactment. But how can any rational human being ignore one's previous experience, and the moment something occurs? Isn't it normal to call up everything you know on the subject and respond from that? It may be normal, but it is not natural. Normal means something usually done. Natural is how you are when you're not trying to be normal. Natural and normal are not the same thing. In any given moment, you can do what you normally do, or you can do what comes naturally. Angels Light or Guy tell you this. Nothing is more natural than love. If you act lovingly, you will be acting naturally. If you react fearfully, resentfully, angrily, you may be acting normally, but you will never be acting naturally. How can I act with love when all my previous experience is screaming at me that a particular moment is likely to be painful? Ignore your previous experience and go into the moment. Be here now. See what there is to work with right now in creating yourself anew. Remember, this is what you are doing here. You have come to this world in this way, at this time, in this place, to know who you are and to create who you wish to be. This is the purpose of all of life. Life is an ongoing, never-ending process of recreation. You keep recreating yourselves in the image of your next highest idea about yourselves. But isn't that rather like the man who jumped off the highest building? Sure that he could fly, he ignored his previous experience and the observed experience of others, and jumped off the building, all the while declaring, "I am God." That doesn't seem very smart, and I tell you this. Men have achieved results much greater than flying. Men have healed sickness. Men have raised the dead. One man has. You think only one man has been granted such powers over the physical universe? Only one man has demonstrated them. Not so. Who parted the Red Sea? God. Indeed. But who called upon God to do that? Moses. Exactly. And who called upon me to heal the sick and raise the dead? Jesus. Yes. Now, do you think that what Moses and Jesus did, you cannot do? But they didn't do it. They asked you to. That's a different thing. Okay. We'll go with your construction for now. And do you think that you cannot ask me these same miraculous things? I suppose I could. And would I grant them? I don't know. That's the difference between you and Moses. That's what separates you from Jesus. Many people believe if they ask in Jesus' name, you will grant their request. Yes, many people do believe that. or the Blessed Virgin Mary, or the patron saint of Dis or Dat, or the sun god, or the spirit of the east. You'll use anybody's name, anybody's but your own. Yet I tell you this: ask, and you shall receive. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Jump off the building, and you shall fly. There have been people who have levitated. Do you believe this? Well, I've heard of it. And people who have walked through walls, and even left their bodies. Yes. Yes. But I've never seen anybody walk through walls. And I don't suggest anyone try it. Nor do I think we should jump off buildings. That's probably not good for your health. That man fell to his death, not because he could not have flown if he were coming from the right state of being, but because he could never have demonstrated godliness by trying to show himself separate from you. Please explain. The man on the building lived in a world of self-delusion in which he imagined himself to be other than the rest of you. By declaring "I am God," he began his demonstration with a lie. He hoped to make himself separate, larger, more powerful. It was an act of the ego that which is separate. Individual can never duplicate or demonstrate that which is one. By seeking to demonstrate that he was God, the man on the building demonstrated only his separateness, not his unity with all things. Thus, he sought to demonstrate godliness by demonstrating ungodliness, and failed. Jesus, on the other hand, demonstrated godliness by demonstrating unseen unity and wholeness wherever and upon whomever he looked. In this, his consciousness and my consciousness were one, and in such a state, whatever he called forth was made manifest in his divine reality in that holy moment.